Students, I welcome on behalf of Annamalai University, Directorate of Distance Education for this online learning education system. I am Dr.P. SAKTHIVEL, Professor of Political Science and Public Administration, and I teach this subject in this university for more than 24 years. Today, I am going to talk about an important subject in Master of Arts in Political Science, that the subject or the course is called as Government and Politics of Tamil Nadu since 1900. So, the subject is an important from state level public service commission point of view. My dear student, this subject, the content of the subject we have included by borrowing the subject content from Tamil Nadu Public Service Commission. One students, if seriously go through the entire syllabi, definitely he could able to answer certain questions both in preliminary and main examinations in TNPSC. So, my dear students, the title of the course is Government and Politics of Tamil Nadu since 1900 until date, that is 2023. Whatever the developments that took place in Tamil Nadu has been included in the subject. In first unit, in this subject we are going to deliberate upon theoretical framework of the state politics, the significance of study of state politics, and more important, why we should study and what are the determinants of state politics. While moving to the next unit, in second unit, students, you are going to study the emergence of non-Brahmin movement, the reasons for emergence of anti-Hindi agitations in the state of or the Madras presidency, what was the social welfare measures of the Dravidian political parties, for example the DMK, then later AIADMK, and even before DMK and AIADMK, what was the nature of the rule by the Congress political party in the state of Tamil Nadu, that is given in the next unit. And coming to the third unit, my dear students, you are going to study the nature of center-state relations in Tamil Nadu. For example, what was the nature and what was the issues dominated in center-state relations when the government was headed by Dravidian Munnetra Kalagam, that is the Dravidian Progressive Alliance. Then next important development is what was the nature of center-state relations after 1972, after 1977, when AIADMK took over the reins of power, and after MGR, and what was the nature of state politics under Jayalalitha regime, and so on and so forth. And coming to the fourth unit, we are going to study political parties and the emergence of political parties in the state. For example, Congress, DMK, AIADMK, and apart from mainstream Dravidian political parties, you are going to get an opportunity to study or understand the emergence of other political party. For example, Patali Makkal Katchi, Marumalichi Dravida Munnetra Kalagam, Communist Party in the state of Tamil Nadu, Vidudhai Chiruthigal, Pudhiya Tamilagam, and other political parties in state of Tamil Nadu. So, last unit, you are going to study the major issues that dominated the state politics. For example, language issue, water sharing issue, Kaveri and Mullai Periyar issue, and reservation and other issues. So, it's not possible for me to completely go through the 5 units. So, I have chosen an important topic that is called a role of political parties in Tamil Nadu politics. So, that is given in third unit of our study. So, before going to understand the political party, emergence of political party, let us understand the nature of South Indian politics. South Indian politics means before 1947, the Madras presidency, it had a very strong administrative structure, administrative foundation, and by and large the society was very peaceful compared with the other parts of India. My dear students, when we talk about Madras presidency, which includes parts of Karnataka, parts of Kerala, even you can say Andhra Pradesh and Lakshadweep, and some parts also spread over to North India. My dear student, before going to Tamil Nadu politics, you should understand what was the nature of our state politics. There is a vibrant and a strong administrative structure, administrative culture existed in Tamil Nadu. Bureaucracy was very strong. Even Madras presidency, the nature of bureaucracy, the office procedures, everything was an example for other states. And coming to the another aspect which I wanted to discuss with you, the society was by and large very peaceful, and compared with the North India, South India, especially Madras presidency, not much conflict between the people or not much political violence or religious violence between the people. And coming to another important aspect of Tamil Nadu politics, there is so tight connections between cinema and Tamil Nadu politics. You know, C.N. Annadurai, the first Dravidian leader, then later Karunanidhi, then M.G. Ramachandran, Jayalalitha, and even the present Chief Minister, M.K. Stalin. They had a very strong connections with our cinema also. So, this is another important aspect. And my dear students, you please understand, you wanted to understand Tamil Nadu politics or you wanted to understand Madras presidency politics, you need to understand the conflict between the Brahmins and the non-Brahmins. I am not saying it is the words of the South Indian politics and political scientists. For example, we have Barnett, Hirschik, and Narendra Subramanian, or even M.S.S. Pandian, MIDS Radhakrishnan sir, and everybody, they say, if you wanted to understand the nature of Tamil Nadu politics, you need to understand the nature of a conflict that took place between Brahmins and non-Brahmins, especially in the earlier 2000 or in the beginning of the 20th century, my dear friends. Understanding of the conflict between the Brahmin and the non-Brahmin groups in Tamil Nadu definitely will leads to understand a proper understanding of South Indian politics also. Then another important aspect is, as I told you, my dear friends, the territorial jurisdiction of the Madras presidency is given in the map. You can see that it is spreading from Tamil Nadu to Kerala, and from Kerala there is a parts of Andhra Pradesh and even Lakshadweep and West Bengal also. The Madras presidency, the territory of the Madras presidency is extended. And another important aspect is, students, you try to understand why the conflict between Brahmins and non-Brahmins that took place. Students, the introduction of the Western education by the British government was number one reason where the Brahmins, they got an opportunity to learn English, they started to acquire Western education. But later, by realizing the importance of the English language as well as the Westernization process, some non-Brahmin upper caste also, they moved to the Madras presidency and they tried to compete with the Brahmins in education, employment, and other opportunities also. My dear friends, the Brahmins were account for 4% of the total population of the Madras presidency, but they occupied and they dominated in judicial administration, center and state administration, government positions, government opportunities, and I should say that in judicial administration, the role, the influence, the presence of the Brahmins were very, very significant. Then, I already told you, my dear friends, a notable group within the non-Brahmin, they started to also enrolled in higher education in Tamil Nadu. For example, Madras Christian College, Madras University, and other colleges, certain groups within the non-Brahmins, they entered into education and they started to get the Western education, and after entering into the Western education, they realized the need for Western education, especially the English as an international language. We try to communicate, we try to integrate with other people also. My dear students, by understanding the lacuna as well as the less representation of the non-Brahmins in judicial administration, center and state administration, certain leaders of the Dravidian movement, I should say that certain leaders of the Dravidian movement, for example, C. Nadeshnan Mudaliar 1914, a notable non-Brahmin leaders, and he founded a movement is called, an association is called the Dravidian Association. Actually, this association was established mainly to advance the socio-political and economic interest of the non-Brahmin group in Madras presidency. In Chennai, a separate association started to facilitate the educational process and the educational help of the non-Brahmin group also. Then later, you should understand a important development that took place in Madras presidency in the year 1916. South Indian Liberal Federation was established, and this is the starting point for all regional political party, especially regional Dravidian political party. The South Indian Liberal Federation was very, very an important milestone in the politics of South India. And another aspect which I just wanted to share with you, when I am talking about the Dravidian leaders, we can see that many scholars, they said that, for example, Barnett, I said that Irshik, Hardgrave, Narendra Subramanian, M.S.S. Pandian, S.V. Rajadurai and Geeta, others, the conflict between the Brahmins and non-Brahmins are essential or key to understand. I have shown you some of the Dravidian leaders, they actually were instrumental and they started to raise their voice against the influence and the presence of the Brahmins in Madras Presidency. For example, Dr. C. Nadesan Mudaliar, Pitti Tyagaraja Chettiar and T.M. Nair, they are all called as Dravidian leaders. And I already told you Narendra Subramaniam, I think you can also refer his book, Narendra Subramaniam book on politics of South Indian cultural nationalism or ethnic and populist mobilization in Tamilnadu, the book written by Narendra Subramaniam, it is available. That was published by Oxford University Press. In that book, Narendra Subramaniam said, Dravidian movement, it is nothing but it is Asia's oldest and most durable ethno-national movement. Actually, the movement highlighted the glorious the significance and the real value of Dravidianism, the real value of Dravidian culture. And they started to ascertain the importance of non-Brahmins, the importance of Dravidian culture in Madras Presidency. Then coming to another thing is, apart from the three leaders, there are good number of leaders are associated with the Dravidian movement. For example, you can see that Rattamalai Srinivasan, Thandai Periyar, Pattukottai Alagiri and V.P. Soundarpandian and Puratchi Kavaliar and Panneerselvam, they are all associated with the Dravidian movement in the Madras Presidency. See, why I am sharing the leaders and their images means, as a young scholars in political science, as a young scholars in the state politics, you need to understand the movement, the Dravidian movement never posed any threat to national integrity. They never posed any threat to the integrity and the sovereignty of India. And even Narendra Subramanian book said there is a sufficient reason were available that the movement can lead to political violence in the state. Movement could able to convert a mass movement into a political movement as well as in a rebel movement. But actually, Dravidian movement never posed any challenges to other ethno-regional movement in the presidency. Actually, they started to advance, they wanted to advance the socio-economic interest of the non-Brahmins in the state of Tamil Nadu. And more important, they wanted to demand more non-Brahmins representation in state legislature. They wanted to demand more non-Brahmins representation in South Indian and especially Madras Presidency politics, education, economics and other employment. So here, you need to understand the nature of the Dravidian movement, non-Brahmin movement, or you call it in any name, and the objectives of the movement are same. The emergence of the Periyar was very, very important in Madras Presidency politics. For example, Periyar in 1925 started a very important association called Self-Respect Association in the state and in Madras Presidency. My dear student friends, whatever the changes, whatever the social reform that took place after 1947, or even the Dravidian political parties they are carrying and implementing today, it is because of the Periyar. Periyar's self-respect movement, and he advocated that absence of the Brahminism, marriage should be conducted. And more important, he openly criticized superstitious practices within the Dravidian society. Actually, the entry of Periyar into the Dravidian movement in 1920s, especially 1925, has changed the face and the nature of the Dravidian movement in the state Madras Presidency. The reason is, before the entry of Periyar, the movement was by and large very peaceful, and after enter into the Periyar, the movement got a militant outlook. That is what the political scientists they believed. So, Dravidian movement under the leadership of Periyar, E.V. Ramasamy Naikar, a Dravidian stalwart, the movement took radicalized under the leadership of Periyar. And 1920s and 1930s, there is many anti-Hindi agitations that took place in Madras Presidency. So, people and especially the college students, they started to raise voice against the imposition of the North Indian language, especially the Hindi language in Madras Presidency. And they observed anti-Hindi agitations, and they denounced and they expressed their unwillingness to learn Hindi as a medium of instruction. 1938, my dear students, Periyar was imprisoned for his anti-Hindi agitations, and later, after 1938, Periyar was elected as president of Justice Party, and the Justice Party in 1944, in a very significant conference that took place in Salem in 1944, the Justice Party was renamed as Dravidar Kalagam, and that is a starting point for emergence of all political party. So, this is the basic historical background where you should understand the nature of the Dravidian movement, the nature of the emergence of political party. Everything started from Periyar, everything started from Dravidian movement, everything started from 1914, 1916, etc., etc. Even you can just see that textbook written by me for MA Political Science and the distance education, English medium as well as Tamil medium. A detailed note has been given by me. I have deliberated everything very detailedly. How Dravidian movement in 1920s, 30s and 40s, what was the nature, what was the changes that took place, everything I have given in the textbook. Please read and continuously you read and update your knowledge. Better understanding of the state politics is very, very essential to get through in the TNPS examination or any other group examinations. So, in 1949, significantly, a leader, Dravidian leader called C.N. Annadurai from Kanjipuram, and he studied his Pachepa College in Chennai. By attracting the ideals of Periyar and the principles of Dravidian movement, C.N. Annadurai entered into the Dravidian politics in 1930s and was very close and moved very close with Periyar. But later, he developed a kind of discontent with Periyar. Periyar wanted that August 15th, 1947 should be considered, should be observed as a day of mourning. அதாவது தமிழில் சொல்லுவோம் துக்க நாள் அப்படின்னு அனுசரிக்கணும்னு சொன்னார். But actually Periyar decision was not welcomed, it was not accepted by C.N. Annadurai. It is not only August 15th. துக்க நாள்ன்றது மட்டும் கிடையாது. நீங்கள் பெரியாருக்கும் அண்ணாதுரைக்கும் நிறைய மன வேறுபாடுகள், கருத்து வேறுபாடுகள் தோன்ற ஆரம்பிச்சது. That openly reflected in DMK. And for kind information, my dear, sorry, DK, not DMK, DK. My dear students, but never in open forum did Annadurai refused or insulted Periyar. That was the leadership quality of C.N. Annadurai. My dear students, the DMK was emerged in 1949. The main reason, Annadurai, first one is August 15th, 1947 should be considered as a day of mourning. But Periyar decision was not accepted by the Annadurai. Then Annadurai wanted to contest in the election. Annadurai wanted to convert the Dravidar Kalagam into a political movement. But Periyar said that this Dravidian movement, Dravidar Kalagam, should be a social movement or social reformist movement. But C.N. Annadurai strongly believed that by only entering into the state legislature, by only entering into the parliament, we could able to raise our voice against the oppression of North Indian or oppression of the Brahmins in state politics. But developing some kind of differences between Periyar, developing discontent between Periyar and Annadurai, finally, Dravida Munnetra Kalagam was founded by C.N. Annadurai in 1949. So, that you should remember and you should keep it in your mind. After that, Annadurai, being a democratic leader, and he conducted a public opinion within the political party, within the Dravida Munnetra Kalagam DMK. Should the DMK contest in the election? Whether we should enter into the politics very actively. So, majority of the general secretaries, majority of the district secretaries, they supported the decision of Annadurai that the DMK should enter into the politics. The DMK should be not only a social movement but should also a political movement. So, greater representation for the non-Brahmins in the state legislature, greater representation of in the form of a MLA into the state legislature certainly will change, will improve the situation, especially the socio-economic situation of non-Brahmins in the state. So, DMK contested the election 1956 and 1967, DMK formed its ministry under the leadership of C.N. Annadurai. So, you know that Dravida Munnetra Kalagam, before 1967, the victory of the Dravida Munnetra Kalagam was a calculation by C.N. Annadurai. C.N. Annadurai know the state politics, understand the state politics properly, and he mobilized the support of the film personality, he mobilized the support of the students, and he mobilized the support of people who are working in unorganized sector or even organized sector also. And more important, the victory of the DMK 1967 election was largely because of three reasons. One is they wanted to work continuously for preserving English as an official language. Second, they will work for the state autonomy demand in the state of Tamil Nadu. And more important, the third one is promise to provide cheap rice. I think 1 kg rice, 1 kg rice for 1 rupee. இந்த மூணு மிக முக்கியம் நண்பர்களே, நம்ம மறக்கவே கூடாது. அதாவது இந்த ஆங்கிலம் என்பது கண்டினியூஸாக இருக்கணும் அலுவலக மொழியாக. ரெண்டாவது பார்த்திங்க அப்படின்னா மாநில சுயாட்சி என்ற தீர்மானம். மூன்றாவதாக மிக விலை குறைவான விலையில் அரிசி விற்பனை. இந்த 3 ஸ்லோகத்தோடு வந்து எலெக்ஷனில் கண்டெஸ்ட் பண்ணாங்க. பட் unfortunately, or I should say that fortunately, most of the leaders, prominent leaders of Congress, they were defeated in the election. The entire Congress cabinet were defeated in the election. The DMK surprisingly won 138 seats and formed its ministry under the leadership of C.N. Annadurai. So that is a beginning of the Dravidian politics, Dravidian political party's domination in the state of Tamil Nadu. So this is my humble submission to students. You know, this is the state secretariat, and after taking a charge, after DMK come to power, the DMK started to provide a cheap, a provision for cheap housing, a subsidized rice scheme, and more important, slum clearance board and other things, everything implemented, social welfare measures implemented. I should say that a record of populist, தமிழில் சொல்லுவோம் பாப்புலிஸ்ட் அப்படின்னா வெகுஜன மக்களை கவரக்கூடிய சமூக பொருளாதார திட்டங்களை கொண்டு வந்தாங்க நம்ம. And this is an important step where DMK extended its base in the state of Tamil Nadu. And more important, in 1967, the C.N. Annadurai took a major decision after getting the approval of the state legislature. C.N. Annadurai, his government DMK, renamed the state from Madras to Tamil Nadu in 1967. So that was a wise decision by C.N. Annadurai and DMK, and it has extended its political social base across the state of Tamil Nadu. After that, you should understand an important developments in DMK is in 1972, M.G. Ramachandran, a film personality, and he was a hero in Tamil politics, Tamil cinema for more than and several films he acted as a hero. And he parted company with Karunanidhi. Actually, after C.N. Annadurai passed away in 1968, the political power has come to the hands of Karunanidhi. That is called Muthavelan Karunanidhi, M. Karunanidhi we call it as. So, MGR started to raise his voice against Karunanidhi and other issues, party issues openly in the DMK. So that was not accepted by the Dravidian leaders, that is the DMK leaders. So Karunanidhi and M.G. Ramachandran, they parted company with each other, and finally in 1972, M.G. Ramachandran started a political party called Anna Dravida Munnetra Kalagam. So this Anna Dravida Munnetra Kalagam, later it was renamed as All India Dravida Munnetra Kalagam. Why ADMK and AIADMK? இது ரொம்ப முக்கியமாக நீங்கள் தெரிஞ்சுக்கொள்ள வேண்டியது என்னென்னா, அன்றைக்கி சென்ட்ரல் கவர்மெண்ட் ஒரு மூவ் எடுத்தாங்க. என்னென்னா, இந்த மாதிரி பிரிவினை சக்திகள் எல்லாத்தையும் தடை செய்யணும் அப்படின்னு ஒரு மூவ் பண்ணாங்க. ஸோ அண்ணா திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகம் சொல்கிறது ஒரு குறுகிய ஒரு நோக்கத்தோடு இருந்தது. ஸோ என்ன நினச்சாங்க அப்படின்னா, நீங்கள் M.G. ராமச்சந்திரன் அவர்கள், ஸோ instead of calling a political party as a ADMK, it should be All India Dravida Munnetra Kalagam. So by giving nationalistic outlook to the ADMK, he renamed the party into AIADMK, and that is one important development within AIADMK. And finally, the ADMK won 1977 election, and the government was formed under the leadership of M.G. Ramachandran. And for kind information, after assuming the power in 1977, till his death, M.G. Ramachandran never allowed the DMK to come to power. As I told already, my dear friends, in February 2nd, 1969, the C.N. Annadurai was passed away, and this leadership has moved to M. Karunanidhi, and on account of poor health condition, Karunanidhi was also passed away 2018. And he was known for a brilliant orator and known for implementing robust socio-economic and social welfare measures in the state of Tamil Nadu. So, on account of poor health, the DMK lost its leader Karunanidhi in the year 2018. And it was during Karunanidhi's regime, starting from scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, even most backward class and backward class, social welfare measures were introduced in the state of Tamil Nadu. Free education and bus routes were nationalized, and more important, and slum clearance board and the hawkers or the daily laborers, people who are working in unorganized sector, they received attention from the government. So many social welfare measures are implemented. You know, Samathopuram, I think you know Samathopuram, and even farmers market, and more important, e-governance, electronic governance system, everything was introduced in the state. And during DMK period in 1996 to 2001, information communication technology received an important attention by the DMK. So when come to the DMK's government 1996 to 2001, information communication initiatives were started. You know, there is a tidal park in Chennai. It cost 320 crore. இது ரொம்ப முக்கியமான ஒரு டெவலப்மெண்ட் in Tamil Nadu. My dear students, if you just rank states in Tamil Nadu, Tamil Nadu stands second, India. Tamil Nadu stands number 2 or number 3 in terms of e-governance initiatives. So, the tidal park was considered as an important step towards establishing electronic government in the state of Tamil Nadu. Other schemes, farmers market and Ulavar Sandai, minibus, சிற்றுந்து, இதுபடி நம்ம நிறைய தமிழில் சொல்லுவோம். நம்ம இது எல்லாமே நீங்கள் தமிழ்நாட்டில் கொண்டு வர ஆரம்பித்தாங்க. And computer training for the students, self-employment scheme for the youth, especially scheduled caste, scheduled tribe. So these are all an important social welfare measures introduced. And more important, என்னுடைய ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸு, ஃபாரின் ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் எங்களுடைய யூனிவர்சிட்டியில் படிக்கிறாங்க, அண்ணாமலை யூனிவர்சிட்டியில் டிஸ்டன்ஸ் எஜுகேஷன் ஆன் கேம்பஸில். அவங்க உண்மையாக கேட்குறாங்க, ஆச்சரியமா சார், இவ்வளோ வெல்ஃபேர் மெஷர்ஸு எந்த கவர்மெண்ட்டால் கொடுக்க முடியும், எங்களுக்கு ரொம்ப ஆச்சரியமாக இருக்குது சார்ன்றாங்க. நீங்கள் இன்றைக்கி லேட்டஸ்ட்டாக பாருங்கள், நம்ம குடும்ப தலைவிகளுக்கு பணம் கொடுக்கறது, ஃப்ரீ பஸ் ஸ்கீம் கொடுக்குறோம், எஜுகேஷன் இஸ் ஃப்ரீ, ஹையர் எஜுகேஷன். இந்த மாதிரி உலகத்தில் எங்கேயுமே கிடையாது. இது என்னுடைய ஸ்டூடெண்ட் எங்கிட்ட அப்ரிஷியேட் பண்ணாங்க. அதே மாதிரி ஈக்குவாலிட்டி வில்லேஜ்னு ஒரு கான்செப்ட், சமத்துவபுரம் அப்படின்னு, தட் வாஸ் ஆல்சோ இன்ட்ரடியூஸ்டு பை டிஎம்கே அண்ட் பை கருணாநிதி அண்ட் அண்ணா ரெனேசான்ஸ் ஸ்கீம், அண்ணா மறுமலர்ச்சி திட்டம்னு கூட கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்பீங்க. இது எல்லாமே வந்து பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா நீங்கள் முக்கியமான ஒரு டெவலப்மெண்ட்ஸ் இன் தமிழ்நாடு பாலிடிக்ஸ். இது எல்லாம் ஒரு காரணம். இன்னைக்கு கிராஸ் என்ரோல்மெண்ட் ரேஷியோ, தட் இஸ் ஜிஆர்இன்னு சொல்லுவோம் நம்ம. இன் கிராஸ் என்ரோல்மெண்ட் ரேஷியோ தமிழ்நாடு 48.6% compared with all India. தமிழ்நாடு நம்பர் 1 இன் கிராஸ் என்ரோல்மெண்ட் ரேஷியோ. தமிழில் நீங்கள் கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்கீங்களான்னு தெரியல. அதாவது கல்லூரியில் அல்லது பள்ளிகளில் சேரக்கூடிய படிக்கக்கூடியவர்களுடைய சதவிகிதம் ஆல் இண்டியாவை காட்டிலும் தமிழ்நாட்டில் அதிகம். இன்னொன்று சொல்லிட்டுங்களா, ரெக்கார்ட் ஆஃப் ஹெல்த்து, ரெக்கார்ட் ஆஃப் இன்ஃபேண்ட் மார்ட்டாலிட்டி கம்மி தமிழ்நாட்டில். அது மட்டும் கிடையாது, நீங்கள் ஸ்கில்டு யூத்து தமிழ்நாட்டில் ரொம்ப அதிகம். இது எல்லாமே வந்து பார்த்தீங்க அப்படின்னா பிகாஸ் ஆஃப் தி திராவிடியன் பொலிட்டிக்கல் பார்ட்டிஸ் அண்ட் திராவிடியன் மூமெண்ட் அண்ட் இட்ஸ் ரோல் அண்ட் இட்ஸ் கான்ட்ரிபியூஷன். ஸோ இன்றைக்கி நான் லாஸ்ட்டாக உங்ககிட்ட ஒரு பொலிட்டிக்கல் பார்ட்டி பற்றி நான் பேச போகிறேன். என்னென்னா தி ஏஐஏடிஎம்கே. நான் முதலே சொன்ன உங்ககிட்ட 1977 தி ஏஐஏடிஎம்கே வாஸ் ஸ்டார்டட் பை எம்ஜி ராமச்சந்திரன். அண்ட் எம்ஜி ராமச்சந்திரன் ஹி பாஸ்ட் அவே 1987. அவரோட காலகட்டத்தில் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா டிஎம்கே has increased backward class reservation, free coaching for backward class students, and more important, a second backward class commission was established in Tamil Nadu. எல்லாத்துக்கு மேலே பார்த்தீங்கன்னா புவர், விடோ, ஸ்கூல் சில்ட்ரன், ஃபிஷர்மேன், ரிக்ஷா புல்லர்ஸ் and etc. But finally in 1967 he passed away. Then after MG Ramachandran, Madam Jayalalitha and he come to power in 1991, and DMK was defeated because of the anti-DMK sentiments after the gruesome murder and assassination of Rajiv Gandhi. உங்களுக்கு தெரியும், ஸ்ரீபெரும்புதூரில் வந்து ராஜீவ் காந்தின்ற ஒரு தேசிய தலைவர் இறந்ததுக்கு பின்னாடி கம்ப்ளீட்டாக டிஎம்கே வந்து இட் வாஸ் டிஃபீட்டட் இன் தி எலெக்ஷன். Jayalalitha has come to power and Jayalalitha ruled from 91 to 1996. முக்கியமாக பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இவங்களோட காலகட்டத்தில் தான் தொட்டில் குழந்தை திட்டம் கொண்டு வந்தாங்க, பெண்களுக்காக நிறைய திட்டங்கள் கொண்டு வந்தாங்க. ஸோ அவங்களுடைய சோஷியல் வெல்ஃபேர் மெஷர்ஸை பற்றி கூட நம்ம இன்னொரு நாள் பேசலாம். நம்ம ஏடிஎம்கேவை பற்றி பேசலாம், டிஎம்கேவோட சோஷியல் வெல்ஃபேர் மெஷர்ஸை பற்றி தனியாக பேசலாம். ஸோ இன் 2016 she passed away on account of poor health. So after Jayalalitha, O. Panniselvam has become Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. Then after O. Panniselvam, Edappadi Palnisamy has become Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. As a students of political science and Tamil Nadu government and politics, you know the rift between the two leaders, it continuously affected the party affairs inside the party and outside the party. They went to the court, High Court, they went to the Supreme Court, and recently the Supreme Court and the High Court also given verdict, you know all the stories. You know. So this is about AIADMK. And coming to the rise of other political party, I think apart from DMK, number of political parties they started in, they come to limelight in state politics. So before going to focus about the emergence of other political party, scholars believed that the reason for emergence of too many political party was mainly because of erosion of the core values of the Dravidianism. Dravidian leaders and the Dravidian movement, say for example M.S.S. Pandian, MIDS, or MIDS Mr. Radhakrishnan, or even other scholars and Hugo Goringe or C.J. Fuller, record of political scientists, they believed that the decline of the values of Dravidianism was mainly responsible for emergence of too many political party, too many regional political party. அதாவது நீங்கள் தமிழில் சொல்லணும்னா ஒரு காலத்தில் அனைத்து கட்சியுமே வந்து திராவிடன் அப்படின்ற ஒரு போர்வையில் அந்த ஒரு அம்ப்ராலா கொடையில் வந்து உருவாக்குனாங்க, கொண்டு வந்தாங்க. ஆனால் அனைத்து நீங்கள் வந்து பல்வேறு ஜாதி மக்களை இன்றைக்கி வந்து டிஎம்கேவோ அல்லது ஏடிஎம்கேன்ற பேனரில் கொண்டு வர முடியல. ரீசன் என்ன அப்படின்னா, இந்த ஸ்காலர்ஸ் என்ன சொல்கிறாங்கன்னா, கொஞ்சம் காம்ப்ரமைஸ் ஆகிடுச்சு இந்த கோர் வேல்யூஸ். இந்த கோர் வேல்யூஸை காம்ப்ரமைஸ் ஆனதுடைய மிக முக்கியமான பங்கு என்னென்னா, திராவிடினிசம் அப்படின்றது தமிழ்நாட்டில் வந்து கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமாக குறைய ஆரம்பிச்சிருச்சு. அதனுடைய வெளிப்பாடு தான் நீங்கள் என்னென்னா இந்த ரீஜனல் பொலிட்டிக்கல் பார்ட்டிஸ் எல்லாம் எமர்ஜ் ஆக ஆரம்பிச்சது. I think in possible if next or the forthcoming lecture, I am just going to talk about the emergence of other political parties in the state of Tamil Nadu and what are its possible impact. இதை பற்றி நான் உங்ககிட்ட பேசலாம். So before I confine and wind up my presentation, I started with the Madras Presidency, the significance of the Madras Presidency, how the administrative structure and how healthy bureaucratic structure existed in Madras Presidency. Then after that I started to focus about the emergence of non-Brahmin movement. The movement started by the non-Brahmins and they wanted to uplift the socio-economic status of the non-Brahmins in the state of Tamil Nadu or the Madras Presidency. And the emergence of non-Brahmin leaders, for example Dravidian Association 1914, South Indian Liberal Federation, and 1938 Periyar was imprisoned and Periyar started self-respect movement in 1925 and 1944 Dravadar Kalakam established, 1949 the DMK emerged and DMK come to power in 1967. Then after that ADMK ஓட எமர்ஜென்ஸை பற்றி பேசினேன், ADMK ஏன் வந்தது என்ன காரணம்னு உங்ககிட்ட பேசினேன். எல்லாத்துக்கு மேலே கொஞ்சம் ப்ரீஃபாக the social welfare measures introduced by ADMK and before DMK, everything I deliberated. So I believe that this lesson definitely is useful for the students, not only from post-graduation point of view, but you need to understand the nature of state politics. If you don't understand nature of state politics in India, you cannot understand union politics, you cannot understand the federal politics, because the developments in state politics is increasingly it is affecting the national politics. A simple development, a simple political developments in the state, it is also influencing, shaping the nature of the center or national politics also. So with this, I thank Annamalai University, Distance Education for providing a wonderful opportunity to talk about the emergence of a regional political party, and this is for my submission to the students of political science. So kindly read the textbook and understand the nature of politics. So I hope to meet you with another interesting topic in the next lecture. Thank you. Nandri Vanakkam.